We're living through some really interesting times in the music industry, right? In an age where you can literally type in a prompt to websites like Suno AI and get an entire beat spit out to you. You know, as a musician, as an expert music producer, it's really difficult to continue to stay strong and feel like your value is still there. And I get it. I completely understand. As a music producer myself, who's been doing music for 14 years and who's scaled my music business to 20K a month, I can understand because I've seen the landscape and I've seen how things have changed. Like I remember when I first started doing music in 2011, I was literally handing out CDs and it made sense to do that. Now we've got things like AI and we've got, dude, we're even getting like, now there's rumors that Spotify is actually coming out creating fake AI artists and boosting their own streams. Like it is just a crazy world. And so I'm here to tell you that just because those things are happening and, just because the landscape of things are changing doesn't mean that things are getting worse. In fact, I would actually argue that things are getting better and things are getting easier. So what I'm gonna really, I just want to come here raw and direct for you and tell you what's working for me as a music producer and what's working for my music business clients. And so we've got a cortado. The time is 3:52 p.m. Pacific Standard Time because we're in California, the beautiful. Dude, this is like, hold up. I had coffee at Bondadosa this morning. I had 2 coffees at home, and this is my 4th one. I'm caffeined the fuck up. And so anyway, let's get to it. So I want to really just share with you the things that have worked. And the main thing that really worked for me, and again, going from being an artist to learning music production to making money online as a music producer, pivoting outside of music to do marketing for real estate agents just so I could learn business, then pivoting back to music, and then scaling my music business to $20,000 a month, serving artists, mind you, right? So I literally was teaching recording artists how to produce music, and I was producing with them and for them, and I scaled that to $20,000 a month. So again, the same market that you're going after, which is artists, right? And what does everybody say? What have you probably said? Oh, artists are broke, artists don't know, artists don't ever pay, I don't know how to find clients that pay. Well, dude, then if it's not possible for artists to pay, how is it that I was getting artists to pay me between $3,000 and $5,000 and even $6,000 to work with me, right? How is it that my clients are able to, go from closing, beat sales in the DMs for $250 to getting clients to pay them $10,000? Like one of my clients, Liam, did $3,000 in just the first 3 weeks of us working together. Or how Omito Beats, right? You might know Omito Beats, over 100,000 followers on Instagram. How did he get his first high ticket client in a month, right? And I can just keep going on and on and on with all of these different clients that I've worked with. But the reason that it works for me and why it's able to work for my music business clients is because what we do and what we did, the first thing, the main premise is we escaped the music industry, right? Like we really literally did escape the matrix that is the music industry. I don't know if you know this, but I can't remember what year. I'm gonna misquote this number, but I think it was 2018. So in 2018, there was a study done, just research done that Amazon, the business, just Amazon, outperformed the entire music industry. Now, you might sit here and think, well, Amazon is Amazon. Well, okay, but the music industry, we're not talking about Amazon outperformed some random industry, right? We're not talking about Amazon outperforming some random arbitrary industry. We're talking about Amazon outperforming the music industry. Music is everywhere, music is everything. It's in movies, it's in commercials, it's everywhere for us. And how is it that one company could outperform that whole industry? Because the music industry is broken and you know it and I know it. And there's still a lot of things that you might be doing that I know I was doing that just doesn't work. Like things like if you're getting, for example, if you're looking to get music clients to do production for them and you're only relying on word of mouth and referrals and meeting people in person, like, dude, you're never gonna be able to scale a music business. That's probably why you're in the position you're in now, right? I mean, most of my clients who are already making good money with music, right, they're having trouble scaling their music business because of that, because they're relying on these methods that just don't work. The way I was able to scale again from 25 grand in debt to 20,000 a month. And at this month, I've already broken a record and I'm about to hit 30 grand in a month, and I'm scaling up to 50,000 a month and 100,000 a month. How am I able to do that reliably, predictably, and scalably? Is because I have a system in place where I'm not relying on word of mouth and networking and brushing shoulders and things of that nature. Nothing against those things. Those are great things to do, right? Like one of my clients, Chris, who already got his first high ticket client within the first 4 weeks of us working together. But after he signed up with me, he was like, hey man, I'm just letting you know, I'm about to go to LA. And he was brushing shoulders and looking to get clients. So it's cool to go get clients in person. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what I'm saying is if you want to get to scalably 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a month as a musician, as an expert music producer, you're just not going to do it physically, organically. The other thing is you're not going to be able to do it with the conventional methods. Like what's crazy is I talk to a lot of producers, like a lot. I talk to a lot of producers every day. About 100 new producers every day I talk to, right? Because when I run ads and I get probably anywhere between 70, at this point, 70 to 100 new followers per day that are all expert music producers like you. So I know I'm in the space, and I've obviously DM'd tens of thousands of artists, and I've built a whole 6-figure business out of it. So I know the landscape quite well. And what always gets me is that like it's so funny that like so many musicians don't just look at the landscape and think, right? They just say like, that's what I've got to do. So like methods like, well, I got to get a lot of Spotify streams, right? Like I got to have credibility, right? I've got to, oh, you know, I'm going to go with sync placements, right? Because if you can get a sync deal in a TV show or a movie or a jingle on a commercial, you know, you can get a big fat 10,000, 30,000, you can get lots of money off that, right? Oh, well, you know, if I get a placement with a big artist, I can get, my song could blow up, I could get back end royalties, I might get a record deal. Like, it's just all these, honestly, all these like, just fucking stupid methods, right? Now, can they all work? Of course, bro, of course. Like, obviously they can all work, but there's problems with each one of them. Like with Spotify, if you wanna get a bunch of streams, do you know how much time, energy, attention, and money you need to put in to actually grow streams? Like to get the ROI back on Spotify is very, very difficult. It's not impossible, it's just very difficult. Getting a sync placement is literally shooting in the dark, hoping and praying that your song gets picked by some music supervisor. And even if it does get picked, by the way, it takes 3 to 6 months or longer to actually get paid. And what if you only land 1, 2, 3 a year? You're making less than 100 grand. Now you can make 100 grand. You can make 8K a month. It's possible. I know there's guys out there who do it and they teach it, and that's cool. It's just a very, 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 very difficult game that, to be honest, like, why would you want to even play that game? You have no control. Like, you're playing a game that isn't set up in your favor, and it's not in your control. You know what I mean? Getting a placement with a big artist, like, again, why though? Like, why do you want to have to wait so much time to get paid and to get your music out there and to hopefully get some back-end royalties from an artist who might not even put out the song? That's the other thing. You're hoping and banking on the back-end royalties of a song that, like, dude, they might not put it out, bro. So it's like, you know, it just baffles me. It just baffles me, right? That in this day and age, with all of the ways that the music industry is evolving, that music producers and expert musicians are still just doing the same old shit that everybody else is doing, thinking that it's gonna work. And like, you know what the definition of insanity is. It's doing the same thing, hoping for different results. That includes doing the same shit as everybody else. Like, that's why I broke out of the music industry and I built a high ticket offer, meaning I went direct to consumer. I went directly to the artist and said, I'm gonna go directly to you. I don't need a placement with a big artist. I don't need Spotify streams. Right? It's funny, like credibility. Well, you need a lot of Spotify streams for credibility. I don't. My Spotify streams are abysmal. You can go check it. Go check my Spotify right now. I have no shame. People have made fun of me about that. People have said things about that on my Instagram comments, and I really don't give a fuck about haters. If you don't have haters, you ain't doing something right. So I'm happy to be seeing people talking shit on me on Instagram. I really don't lose sleep over it. It doesn't matter. I like it. The more the merrier. Come on, I'm welcoming you. I have open arms for haters. But it's just really funny how they say, oh, like I've had people say, oh, look at your Spotify streams. How can we believe that you know how to make great music? Why don't you just listen to the fucking music? Since when is Spotify streams the credibility for great music? Haven't you seen a song that's got hundreds of millions of streams and it's not very good or you don't like it? Haven't you ever heard a song that's fucking incredible that doesn't have the streams it deserves? We all know that Spotify streams can be faked. We all know that it's a bullshit game anyways. So the way I was able to scale to $20,000 per month and then double my business the next year, working with artists, charging them 3 to 6K each, was because of the quality of my music. I thought outside the music industry, and here's the thing I did. Yes, I do music, right? Yes, I make music. Yes, I work with artists. Yes, I work with producers now, right? In my music business mentorship, which if you want more information on that, there's a link in the description to go check out a full video of me breaking it down. And it's a full training on my system, but I digress. I stepped outside of the music industry. I stepped outside of the music industry and said, I'm gonna build an online business around my music. I'm not gonna build a music business. It is a music business, but I'm not gonna do it within the conventional music industry. Because even I was looking on YouTube, I was trying to find answers as an artist, as a producer, to figure out, dude, how the fuck do I grow a music business? How do I make money, right? And for me, it was like, I wanna be at home, and I wanna make money from my sweats and my slippers. I don't wanna have to tour. I wanna be married. I'm married now, thank goodness, God bless. Like, I wanna be married. I wanna have children. I wanna be able to travel, but I'm more of a homebody anyway, and I just wanna have the freedom to travel if I want, or to not travel if I want. I don't wanna have to tour, or I have to do this, or I don't wanna be a fucking slave to anybody. And it's just fucking crazy how like, so many music producers are still just fucking slaves. You're a slave to the music industry because you're choosing to be that way. And I chose not to be, and all my clients choose not to be, right? And so the best way for you to be able to really grow your music business as a producer, whether you want to do custom production work, mixing, mastering, or some music coaching, which I love all of those different options, you have to break your mind out of the industry and stop thinking about how do I play within these rules? Instead, what you need to start to think about is how do I really grow an online business? Because that's really what you're doing. You're in the online business space. You're in the service space, right? You're in the high ticket service or high ticket product or info space. That's the space you're in, right? It's not just the music space. You don't have, by the way, you don't have to do coaching. You don't have to do custom production or mix mastering. You can take everything that you know and package it up. I've got a client who's doing vocal coaching, right? She's doing singing and songwriting coaching, right? I've got a client who's doing a combination of both. She's doing music production and doing some coaching, right? I have another client who's doing custom production work, and he's gonna be helping clients grow their fan base. So you take everything, all your knowledge, all your skills, all your expertise, package it up into something that you can sell for $1,000 to $3,000 for, something like that, just to get started. Then once you get your skills up, you get a lot of clients and you start adding more to your offer, you can, start charging even more money, $5,000. 6,000, even more than that, right? And that's exactly what I did, and that's how I grew my music business. So you gotta just break out of the conventional music industry, and you gotta realize that you're not, like, get out of it. Throw those other methods away, right, for now. The referrals, the word of mouth, the brush and shoulder shaking hands, the Spotify, the sync placements, the big placements with artists, all of that, touring, like, put that shit off to the side and realize that you can build an online music business around your skills, your knowledge, your expertise. I'm living proof of it. Like, I wake up every fucking day, and I'll be honest with you, I have my days where I'm down. I have my days where I'm like, dude, I don't wanna do shit. But most of the time, like 80%, I wake up and I'm pretty fucking hyped to be alive. I'm pretty fucking hyped to be able to sit here in my fucking dope ass studio, drinking a cortado at 4 p.m., filming a YouTube video. I don't have to go to work, because this is my work. Like, this is what I love to do, and it's what I've been doing. It's what I've been doing for, just about 2 years straight. Like, I've been doing music for 14, but now doing music full time for 2 years, right? So this is what I do. And so break out of the conventional music industry and realize that all of this is bullshit, and that you don't need to be one of the producers that falls behind to everything that's going on.